guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tita Lavinia of Titas of Pageantry, and for this episode, I will be discussing the highlights as well as my top performers for the recently concluded Binibining Pilipinas swimsuit presentation. So please make sure you stick around. Please subscribe to the channel as well as hit that bell notification button for your weekly pageant fix. Guys, it is a rainy afternoon, so if you hear thunder, that's not on me, guys. I'm so sorry about that. So anyway, I know I've been MIA, but I think I posted the reason on our YouTube community page. So yeah, that's happening right now. But I just want to let you know that the ladies of Binibining Pilipinas, as well as Miss Earth Philippines and Miss World Philippines, they are now starting to arrange, meet and greet with the press. So in the next few days, I will be attending these meet and greet events. So maybe I'll have more footages to share with you and more opportunities to get to know about these ladies. So it's going to be intensified most likely by next week. So before I begin, I just want to give a quick shout out to a few people. I have new patrons on my Patreon page. I have Roscoe Paeste, hello and thank you so much. I have Joseph Lim. I also have Ian Cinco, and I want to extend this shout out to my existing patrons, Shara, Janet, as well as Spotlet Stealer. Now, you guys, this Tita is now the newest brand ambassador of Iconic Star Hair Extensions. Yay! So if you're a little upset about my white hairs, this will be rectified by the good folks of Iconic Star Hair Extensions. And they have discounts. They have a promo going on, so I'm going to be linking their links and their social media accounts in the description box below. So there you go. I will first start with the actual show. Now, there are two major concerns that are continuously popping up. The first one is, Tita, why does it seem like MGI is the highest crown at Binibini? Well, this isn't. Miss International is still the highest crown at Binibini. It's just that if you feel like the pre-pageant activities, most particularly the swimsuit presentation, is patterned after Miss Grand International, with the poolside, with the camera angles, with the staircase. Well, this is most likely because they understood the positive reaction of the pageant fans towards this type of presentation. Next is also because they are now giving more importance to Miss Grand International. It may not be the highest crown at Binibini, but they are really recognizing Miss Grand International. Oh, that's a little loud one. Yeah, but kids woke up. All right, so yeah, even if it's not the highest crown, Binibini is obviously giving more importance to Miss Grand International because this is a pageant, whether you're polarized by it, it is a pageant that really keeps the pageant fans interested. So it really makes sense for them to try out new things and to pattern these new things against Miss Grand International, which we know is an organization and a pageant that does really well with presenting, HD photos, really glossy footages. So if they're dipping their toes into the same type of production, then let them be. It doesn't mean that they're doing all of this for Miss Grand International. In fact, I think that this is a good way for them to incorporate the selection process that seems to favor Miss Grand International, because it lessens the possibility of sending the wrong girl to the wrong pageant. I mean, for years, what we have done is that we have been sending our best speakers at Miss Grand International. So it might be a good idea to present a really sexy show, to present a really fun show, so that we could really pick out, the best personality as well as the best moves for the best girl at Miss Grand International, instead of wasting them, in other pageants. So I think we're clear on that. Number two, Tita, why does it seem like Samantha Bernardo is the highest queen? Well, that's not necessarily the case. In fact, they invited all of the queens, but these queens mostly competed in 2019. It was only Samantha Bernardo who had like a performance for this year. So she didn't really have a lot of other queens to compete with. So she was the only one that was given a highlight. She was the only one who was given importance because, first of all, she's also one of the highest placers at Miss Grand International. And she really was the only one who elevated the Miss Grand International brand, not only with the Filipino pageant fans, but with Binibining Pilipinas. And Samantha, of course, has been very loyal to the Binibining Pilipinas brand. She's been there since 2018, and she has been working with the organization, even if she, was just a runner-up. She would always attend the event, so it was just fitting to make up for lost times and give Samantha the platform as well as the opportunity to shine this time. So for my list, I did not do a list of random names. I ranked the girls. I did an extra effort this time. It's a little risky, but yeah, let me go ahead and present this list for you. First on my list, number 12 spot goes to Gabby Basiano. Now, I know Gabby is a heavy favorite and she would have placed a lot higher in our list. It's just that maybe because Gabby is so striking, she's so long and lean, giving her a more severe makeup with fiercer looks to boot, I felt that it was just a little disconnected from, the fun and flirty daytime event that was the preliminary competition. So, had she smiled, had she had a more polished pasarela routine, I think she would have figured higher in my list. But Gabby is here because she is Gabby Basiano and she is creating a lot of buzz. Right after her national costume presentation, Gabby's popularity really soared higher because of those long legs and because of the Eastern European features. So now what the team has to do right after the comments from the swimsuit presentation is for Gabby to tone down, Gabby to freshen up her looks, and my personal wish is for Gabby to be intensively trained for pasarela, because can you imagine if we send someone as striking as Gabby on the international stage and then have a killer pasarela to go with that? I mean, Gabby will be unstoppable. Number 11 on my list, I have Honey Cartasano. Now, Honey is again one of the more established heavy favorites in this competition. I think I would have ranked Honey a lot higher. Oh, what was that? I would have ranked Honey higher had she nailed her hair and makeup. I thought she was really pretty, but I also felt that her hair and makeup just didn't look as fresh as I would have wanted her to. There is a footage of her when she first came out last year with her makeover, with her haircut. She was in a pink swimsuit. So I hope that they would channel the same fierceness, the same polish, as well as, the same chicness of that short hair, wind-blown tungkil look for Honey at the swimsuit presentation, because that would have been a more current look for her, because we don't have any issues anymore. Her body is on point, her pasarela is commendable. Maybe they could give her more of a boost when it comes to her pasarela performance. Number 10 on my list is the beautiful Ilongga Karen Lori Mendoza. Now, I really would have wanted to put Karen Lori a lot higher in my list. It's just that what pulled her back was definitely her pasarela performance. Karen's face is beautiful. Her body is banging. I mean, even with the natural lighting and the sunlight on her, you could really see the contours of her abs. You can see, that she put, some work at the gym. But I felt that her pasarela was just a little slower in pacing, a little too tentative for me. So if she is considering more towards getting a title like a Miss International title, I just think it's missed opportunity not to really perform as well at the preliminary show, because the preliminary show or the swimsuit presentation show was not just to look for those who are eligible for Miss International. They're also looking for those who has the movement to represent the country at Miss Grand, maybe even Intercon as well as Miss Globe. So yeah, there is still a little time, so hopefully that can be rectified by Karen's team. Number 9 on my list, I will be including Arian Villardo. Arian doesn't normally appear on anybody's list, but I felt that the 9th spot should be given to her only because her performance was really solid. Arian may not be the most popular candidate this batch, but I think it was enough for people to notice how clean her lines were, how powerful her strides were, and how toned her body was at that time. So if Ariane could just continue with the momentum, because I feel like she's creating more buzz for herself right after the swimsuit presentation performance, then yeah, go for it. Number 8 spot, I will give this to Manila's Patricia Garcia. Now, Patricia Garcia, for me, I thought it was really, really smart of her team to make her skin more tan, because a lot of the ladies who were more on the pale side, we just saw more flaws. But for those who went a little tan, it pretty much says summer. So it was really good for Patricia to sport the tan skin, because we could really see the definitions of her body. And if there was something that I would like to change, maybe her hair. I think everybody is in agreement that the side bang wasn't like her best styling, but if they could pull her hair back and just really focus on her beautiful features, like her beautiful jawline, I think she would have been more successful. Number 7 on my list is a heavy favorite that I wish I could also put at a higher position. I'm talking about the beautiful Maureen Montaigne. Now, Maureen is of course on my list because of that beautiful face, but the body is really, really nice. It's just that I really wish that Maureen had a more powerful pasarela performance. It was just a little too tentative for me. So if there is someone who's handling Maureen, because I feel like this isn't, of course, Maureen's first foray into the beauty pageant arena. She understands this. So she already has the face, she already has the body. I'm sure her comm skills is also something that we're working on, but I hope that they would not forget the pasarela performance, because, just in case she doesn't win at her target crown, which now is Miss International, she still has to make, a really good showing for the other crowns. And for the other crowns, it's a more physical type of showing. So if you have that face, just like Gabi Bashano, if you have the physique, if you have the PR machinery, as well as the popularity, try to have it go along with a really killer pasarela, because that would really cement Maureen's place. Number 6 on my list. I'm really happy to have number 6 on this list. I am talking about Laguna's Alexandra Rosales. Now, Alexandra was so hard to miss. At that show, only because she appeared really long and lean, and the camera loves her face. That was a really beautiful representation of a Filipina, and I really liked that her hair was straight, but then they made it a little wavy at the end, because it set her apart from the ladies who pulled their hair up, from the ladies who went with the Victoria's Secret wave, and for the ladies who went stick straight. So at least she was somewhere in the middle, so she was a little hard to miss, because even if you look at the photo stills, she was someone who looked really, really pretty that afternoon. Number 5 on my list is the ultra feminine Jasmine Di Maculangan of Albay. Now, I think we are all in agreement that Jash oozed sex appeal. She was classy, even if she had that vixen vibe going on. I have very little to say, because the body is there. It's really very evident. Even before the swimsuit presentation, we could see Jash in her social media account still maintaining her figure. So kudos to that. Just a little more polish with her pasarela, and I think we're good to go with Jash. Number 4 on my list is someone really surprising, but someone that people did not argue with. I'm talking about the performance of Shannon Tampon. She was a revelation during this swimsuit presentation. Her movements were precise. Her body was on point. The way she connected with the camera screams like she's a pro. We don't even know her background in pageantry, but I just felt that if Shannon was just cruising along with the favorites list from months past, this time around she was able to cement her status as someone to really seriously consider, because she was just so striking during that presentation show. Number 3, this is probably the best body in the competition for me, and I'm talking about Graciela Liman. The reason why I am pushing for the other ladies to really hit the gym or to really do something about their fitness is because there is no excuse. You have Graciela Liman, she is toned, she is fit, she is beautiful, she has tan skin, she understands the angles of her body. So yeah, if Graciela could be an inspiration or a fitspiration, now might be a good time to really look at her routine because if we're just talking about the moving images or the images that are out there, I think Graciela definitely nailed this one. Number 2 on my list, I really would have wanted her to be placed higher only because I thought she nailed it. I thought this was one of her most beautiful performances. And I'm talking about Justine Felizardo. I mean, she was long, she was lean, she was fierce. She had that Naomi Campbell hair going on. Her movements were so fluid. It was just so precise. And mind you guys, she just underwent surgery just a few days before that show. So if you notice, she had a different swimsuit because she had a scar to cover. And then her movements were just a little slower than usual. But can you imagine if Justine was operating at her 100%? I mean, that performance would have been nothing compared to a totally recovered Justine. So if she could perform that way and school everyone on how to professionally perform at the swimsuit presentation, then yeah, kudos to Justine and her team. Now, I am nearing my number 1 spot, but I know that you are waiting for some ladies who I have not mentioned, so I will give you my honorable mentions as well. I'm going to give out, before I reveal my number 1, so I'm going to give a quick shout out to Shira Rona. I thought she was the best walker out of the Aces and Queens girls. Faith Garcia also had clean movements. Lovely Mercado was also hard to miss. I think she just did not make my list because of her overall styling, but her movements were also really precise and she was like really tall and tan. I also want to extend a quick shout out to Hannah Arnold. I know a lot of you are waiting for her and are even attaching our personal issues together. One of the reasons why I did not include Hannah on the list, number 1 was fitness. I thought that she needed more tuning. And then number 2 is just also pasarela. I felt that even with the pretty face and the styling that's just really very similar to Gabby Bashano, Hannah could have been a shoe-in for my top 12 pick had she had a more solid pasarela, because I felt that Hannah was one of the ladies who pulled back when it came to their pasarela, which I felt again is missed opportunity because this could have been the time to really shine the way she did at the Jag fashion show. And then I'm also going to give a quick shout out to Francesca Tarok. I wish I could have included her in my list, but you know, that pretty youthful face could really do something for, you know, Philippine pageantry, you know, if given the chance. And my number 1 pick for top performer, I think we have no arguments. This will be for Meiji Cruz. Why Meiji Cruz? Because if you look at all of the videos, Meiji Cruz was a revelation. She has been doing well with her photo shoots, yes, but to strengthen that with a really solid performance at the presentation show, my gosh, this has definitely elevated Meiji as the one to beat. First of all, she was not afraid of the stairs. She went down the stairs in a really fluid motion. And I'm not saying you don't have to look at the stairs or the steps. You can. It's just that you have to have graceful movements going down or going up. So I really like how Meiji was not overpowered by whatever she was wearing. There was this one point in the video that she just totally let go of the cape things, of the arm things, and just focused on the camera. So I feel like Meiji is a thinking candidate. She understands her angles. She understands the importance of the beautiful lines that her leg work would create, and she also understands the showmanship factor of being in a competition. Because for you to get noticed by the pageant fans, it has to be organic. Now, if you performed really well, and if you see the reception is really positive, it means that you're doing something good. So in Meiji's part, I did ask her if she changed a little bit of her game plan. She mentioned that she did, but it was only to really understand where the camera position was and how to create beautiful poses and connect that with her facial expression. So if this is the caliber of someone who is fighting for an international crown, then we can be rest assured that we have a set of girls who we won't be embarrassed with in the international competition. So there you go, guys. Here is our list. Although I am the one explaining it, this was a list that Tita B and I came up, and I hope that in the coming days you'll have a more informed choice because of these explanations and of course the showing of the other girls. Although this is done, we will still have the primer to look forward to if we still want to listen to the girls and how they will perform at the final. So I will see you guys very soon, and for now, thank you and have a rainy afternoon. Happy Sunday!